Hello, everybody. Yo! Thank you. We have a full house tonight. Something interesting must be going on. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to have Larry give an invitation, and we'll put the flag. He drives.
Our Heavenly Father, guide us tonight as we look over the zoning opportunities. We hope that we can do your will. We hope that we keep a steady hand and a calm heart. And this we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Those that can't be seated, may be seated. You'll have to stand. All right, the first item on the agenda is reading and approval of previous minutes.
Mr. Chairman, motion to accept the minutes as provided.
Is there a second?
I have a few changes.
Okay.
It said in the minutes that it was, we voted to suspend reading the last time. What Mary actually asked for was we suspend reading them, I believe, instead of, that was.
Okay. There, you got that?
Got it.
Good.
We can't hear a thing
Yeah,
back
can we
here.
speak up? I can't hear you.
Nothing. On the microphone.
Can you turn it up?
Speaking to the microphone.
So you make sure everybody's mic.
It's I'll try to speak up. And then on, the one, the first one, Larry made the motion to recommend the approval, and I believe it was Karen who seconded it, but it does not say that any second on that. That needs to be added. I think that's it, those changes.
All right, further discussion? Okay. We have a motion, a second, and slight changes to reflect the accuracy. Okay, accept the vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Thank you. Let's see.
This one.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Barely. No.
Having trouble with the button. Why'd y'all sit in the back?
We're not sitting or standing.
Well, thank you all for coming. We have a full agenda tonight, and we're going to have three rezonings that we're going to start. They're in particular order, so we'll start those rezonings now, and we'll move through. So the first item, Charles, is RZ 191-101.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Planning Commission. If I may begin by stating that all future developments shall comply with all applicable codes to ensure that all residential structures on the property meet safety regulations to protect the health and welfare of surrounding residents. This first case is referenced as RZ-191-101. The applicant is LANDRoCo LLC. Location of the property is Pettit Road. The request of rezoning is from ag or AG to small agricultural, estate residential, and rural residential. The total area of this tract is 145 acres, 145.988 acres. The parcel is identified as parcel 055 D as in dog, 107. Again, the intent is to create a major subdivision. And before I begin, I want to mention that this will be a two-part application. The first part will be for the actual rezone. I'll read the staff report for that, and then I'll move swiftly into the special use portion, given that major subdivisions are now required to go through the special use process. You'll see here the location map and the aerial of the property.
Yeah.
And this is the character area. The character area is designated as rural residential. And in rural residential, it calls for low density for properties to have agricultural type practices. And that is the vision based on our comprehensive plan for the present and the future. Here is the layout of the proposal. You'll see where the rural residential is being requested. I believe this property is going to be added on to an already zoned rural residential property. It is not going to be included as the actual 28 lots that are proposed. Again, the applicant will be here to explain everything that I'm going through right now. You'll see all of the properties that are being requested for estate residential. And then the rest of the property is being requested for small agriculture. The applicant is, of course, requesting a rezoning from AG to SA, small ag, ER, estate residential, and rural residential. The change aims to accommodate low-density housing options and support small-scale agricultural practices in response to the community's evolving needs. The site has been earmarked for agricultural use. However, as the surrounding area has evolved, the demand to diverse housing options alongside the maintenance of agricultural practices has become increasingly apparent. The surrounding landscape is gradually shifting, with budding residential developments reflecting a community in transition. In light of these dynamics, the applicant, LANDRoCo LLC, has put forth rezoning that aligns with our collective vision for future growth and sustainability. The proposed changes are multifaceted. The small agriculturally zoned aims to offer opportunities for small-scale farming initiatives that would be included with residential use, allowing residents to engage in hobby farming while cultivating an appreciation for agricultural practices. In addition, the introduction of the estate residential zone, ER, is designed to accommodate larger residential lots. This zoning asks for more upscale housing options appealing to families and individuals seeking an estate-style living experience amidst the surroundings. The rural residential zone is proposed to facilitate lower density residential development. Once again, it's going to be added to the lot next to it that's already rural residential. If I can move on to the special use portion of this application. This is the proposed plat for the 28 lots. And this is a new item we're introducing. This is on our updated ordinance in chapter 67. And this is section 67-373, the criteria for recommending or granting a special use permit for major subdivisions. As you know, as part of our revamp of our ordinances, major subdivisions will be required to go through the process of planning commission and receiving approval from the Board of Commissioners before going into the preliminary plat and final plat process. Previously, it was just done all administratively. So now we added that little caveat that it has to go through to the Board of Commissioners for approval before continuing the process that we have laid out for major subdivisions. So to address this criteria, we've also created every Wednesday, we have a round table with all of the department heads, representing fire, representing water, representing public works, of course, our staff, planning development, and environmental health. And you'll see here, there are following comments based on the round table. And it's so far it's being pretty successful. It's allowing the applicants or future developers to know upfront, what's going to be required based on our codes. So it's been very helpful. This is a meeting that we have every Wednesday with prospective developers and other folks that want to just present ideas before they're officially submitted. So you had the Pickens County Fire Marshal during the round table. The Fire Marshal has agreed and complied the applicant has agreed and complied with the Fire Marshal requirements that are set in those criteria. And they just noted that they have nothing further until we can hopefully begin the process pending approval. And then you have our water department comments based on that round table. They had their issues addressed with the applicant. And you have our roads department, Kurt Anderson, the director. We quote him as saying the only caveat was to try and obtain a 60-foot right-of-way on Pettit Road and 30-foot from center line right-of-way on Gier. We have already discussed, he's saying that he's already discussed this with the applicant, that the applicant would probably petition to close, end off, or cut off at former road bed, which he, of course, is in favor of. So, again, this applicant is already working out the particulars that would be required based on our codes and our departments. The site has historically been designated and utilized for agricultural purposes. However, changing in the surrounding area, including emerging residential development patterns and evolving community needs, have prompted the applicant to pursue a coordinated rezoning and subdivision proposal that supports low-density housing choices while maintaining space for small-scale agricultural activity. The applicant has presented a concept that seeks to balance rural preservation, controlled residential growth, and compatibility with the existing character of the area. Because this request includes a major subdivision, final approval is not guaranteed by the rezoning alone. The applicant must successfully complete the special use process and demonstrate compliance with subdivision standards, including infrastructure, access, layout, environmental considerations, open space requirements, and all engineering criteria before any construction begins or lots may be sold. So the final recommendation from the staff recommends approval of the proposed zoning of parcel identified as 049-040-002 from ag to the requested combination of small ag, estate residential, and rural residential with the condition that the proposed 28-lot major subdivision be reviewed and approved as a special use. Special use and subdivision shall not receive final approval unless the project meets all requirements of chapters 38 and 67 of our Code of Ordinances, along with all other applicable codes and standards. Any substantive deviation from these requirements will necessitate additional review and potential reconsideration by the Board of Commissioners. Any questions?
Thank you, Charles. Do we have one of the Rolands here? Please state your name and address, Mr. Roland.
Brandon Rowland, my personal address, 1500 Sales Church Road.
Very good, thank you. What do you have to add that what Charles has laid out for us?
He said pretty good, so the only reason we're asking for rural residential is because the neighboring lots just want some buffer. I think a couple more of the neighbors is already talking about buying a couple lots too, so I think they'll end up being 25 probably built on lots. The rest of them will be acre.
Do you, are you gonna build the houses or sell the lots or both?
Depends on the market. You know, if I sell the lots, I'm a builder too, so we we can build them if it does, if it's not, it's low, too slow. So,
What are you gonna do in terms of each lot in clearing? Are you gonna leave them as wooded?
I'm gonna leave them as wood as possible, you know. What we were talking about, I mean, out of 145 acres, I think, when it's all said and done, about 25 to 27 acres will be cleared. I would hope he's pretty good for deep tracks.
Thank you. Other questions?
Oh, yes. I guess, in the applications I was reading it, you said, 29 is, state lots, and then for larger lots, which would have been 33, but in the, recommendation for the staff, they said 28 lots.
Once we got the preliminary done, it didn't end up being like 29 lots, but the 29th one is the one that's going to the neighbor, the RR lot, so there's 28 of that.
Okay. And there are no internal roads, they're all going out onto the main roads.
Everything will be, it's got a lot of road frontage, so a lot of it will be, most of it will be petted, I mean, there's a few off Henderson Mountain. Then
So
a
how
few off
many
cut off.
driveways is that gonna put on the roads?
On petted,
That's probably,
we can pull up the flat preliminary.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So on Henderson Mountain, it's just gonna be 3. On petted,
What's that blue book?
would be like,
roughly 15. And then on cut off, we found 7 or 8.
just where you see, that's nice.
Further questions?
What about, watershed? You gonna do anything, ponds or any of that kind of stuff to?
Wasn't, not really planning on it, we kinda got with everybody on that, I mean, since we're gonna be kinda disturbing minimal,
But it,
wasn't really planning on it.
that's it.
We definitely can, don't really know where they go, but wasn't that.
It appears to be watershed off of it, spring or something that's releasing water down to a creek.
It's definitely got, yeah, so on our, we've done the topo, we had to do a new topo on it to get everything, lots laid out correctly on that, but there is some that we had to make bigger lots because of that. So some of those bigger lots do have springs and creeks. Now, the creek, there's 2 creeks. A lot of that is the back of the property line on all of them. And, if I'm thinking where you're thinking, that's some of the bigger lots.
Yeah, they're pretty whole ways.
Yeah. That's the reason we had to do those in bigger lots.
That's,
Let's go at the driveway break kind of again. It was 3 driveways up Henderson Mountain Road.
Excuse me, haven't called on you yet.
Okay, so
Further questions?
The idea of having the subdivision, the new homes, where will the water come from?
We already got with the water, county water.
So it would be county water?
County water. Now, a couple of the lots we haven't nailed down yet on Skidder Way. They may be those 6 to 7 lots that will be well. That's our plan. The rest of them will be county water.
We're on city water there.
Yeah, we went through everything with Philip. I mean, we met with him twice, I think, at least. And he did say on the backside is city.
Excuse me, all questions come to us when you're called, please.
Did I hear 3 entrances on Henderson Mountain Road?
There'll be 3 entrances.
Sir, you're not listening to me.
Okay.
Okay. If you ask to speak on this, I'll call on you.
Sure.
Further questions? Thank you. All right, I had couple of people that expressed interest in speaking on this item. One is Joseph Daniel. Or Joseph.
My wife's got pictures.
Yeah, just for the record, we're allowed 10 minutes
It's three.
for each side.
Take 6 minutes.
Okay.
Just recovered from lunch after, so I don't think that's 10 minutes in.
Okay.
So, I'll try to make this as quick as possible.
Are you speaking for or against? You check both boxes.
I'm not necessarily against development, but I do have some concerns about this property.
Okay.
It was mentioned that there's not really a lot been said about the environmental. If you look at the pictures, they're gonna, and I'll go through them each one. I'm at 2045 Henderson Mountain Road. I live right across from this, and have for going on 11 years. And I own property that the creek goes through downstream. So I've seen what the flooding does on my side. I've seen what the flooding does on the other side. And this is my biggest concern. Because basically, if you look at picture 1, you'll see the single concrete culvert where the water from the headwaters crosses under the road and becomes the creek that flows downstream. This culvert is only one outlet. So if you move on, and what happens is the land upstream of this culvert remains saturated year-round. This creek never quit running during the drought of 2015 and 16. It didn't never quit running. It got low, but it never quit. So the water table's high, the stream flows continuously, even during dry periods. This area already functions as a natural floodplain for the properties down below. The road is built up, just so you understand that. So the water that this one culvert cannot handle backs up into that big flat, and that stays wet constantly. So anything you do to that area or surrounding area of that part of the property is going to be affected. If you clear it, you add dirt, you take, and there's a lot of cuts that's been cut in there for water runoff. So that's not counting the live stream that's in there. If you look at photo 2, you'll see the flood water. That's on my property, spreading across the natural flat below of our home during a heavy rain. That ain't even a flood event. That's just about a 6-hour heavy rain. I've seen it higher than what's in that picture. I've seen it almost come to the woods in that front part. So it moves a lot of water. What can get through that one culvert? If you do something where that catch cannot catch water, it's going to flood the county road. We've also got a question, okay, then we got to put in a bigger culvert. What are you talking about, county-wise, money? I mean, I don't think the developers want to put that culvert in for you. If you look at photo 3, you'll see the creek channel as it flows through downstream property, and that's a big concern to my neighbors as well, is how much water is going to increase going through their properties as well. If you look at photo 4, you'll see the winter conditions showing stable ground with no standing water. This demonstrates that there is not a permanent bog, but a functioning floodplain that temporarily holds water and releases it slowly. Now, if you look at photo 5, you'll see the creek highlighted in blue. This is just an orientation image to show where the creek runs and how it moves through the downstream property. My concern is not the development itself, but development without careful stormwater planning and environmental planning in that area that is already wet, adding to field, compacting soil, and increasing impervious surfaces in the headwater zone could cause the water to move faster and in greater volume increasing flood risk for downstream properties and for the future homeowners. I respectfully ask the county to carefully consider the downstream impacts and the road impacts that this makes, and the road impacts on the more people driving there. If you go down through there at work time and school time, you can't hardly get through as it is. So I respectfully appreciate y'all hearing me out. Just take it into consideration.
What this is all about is gathering public information to be able to make the right decision, so thank you.
Thank you.
Clayton, we have a total combined of 5 minutes and 11 seconds for speakers left.
Bobby Johnson? Hello. You indicated you were for. Yes. And can you give us a quick summary of that?
Well, a friend of mine said the other day that responsible construction and development is a good thing, and I believe that to be true. Pickens County's been my home for 5 years now, and I've loved every minute of it. I tell you what, that place has been just as nice as any place I've seen in Pickens, but if they're gonna change it, I do like the outline being bigger, but if it's 28 lots already in a place in the middle of the woods with a T intersection that just almost killed somebody a few weeks ago, I have concerns. These are my concerns. My concerns are that's a hill that most people hit about 60 miles an hour going down every day, which is probably what caused that wreck a few weeks ago. Right there, Pettit is marginally well cared for on the other end, and sometimes when the rain comes pretty bad, half of Cutoff Road ends up in the middle of Pettit, and the other end of Pettit, which has been marginally cared for lately, not putting anybody down, crumbles every time we get a good rain. If you take 28 new houses at a minimum of 2 cars per, what's that math? That math says there's gonna be a lot more people coming out either 108 to Anderson Mountain to Pettit Road, or coming down from behind the Jeep dealership back to the other place. That's more cars coming in, that's more chances of accidents and everything else on undeveloped roads.
You live at 147?
147 Windsor Way and Georgia Cross the subdivision. It's a great spot.
Just around the corner, I think.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you're gonna be there's gonna be new entrances to those houses off of Henderson Mountain, that's driveways on a steep hill with I don't know what the grade is, I'm not a mathematician, but it's a steep hill right there. Traffic has to be slowed down somehow. Generally, people don't like how that's done. Cutoff Road right now if they did it as is and paved it, which it isn't, to get to those houses, it would be a ramp with cars going between those houses at probably 50 to 60 miles an hour. So will that be abated? Also, all those lots, we haven't seen anything yet. What kind of houses are gonna go there? I would like to make sure that it's not manufactured housing or anything like that. I would imagine it would be, but I would hope this gentleman mentioned everything to do with roads and water and everything's gonna be well in advance. I would hope that would be so in advance that everybody would be able to take a good look at it before it starts.
That's the intent of the larger parcel, so.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, we have one person who indicated they were against, I think, and the 2 items circled here. Chris Manchin?
Yes, he's basically already discussed everything that I was talking about. I was concerned with where the lots are gonna be at the end of Pettit Road and Jefferson Mountain, of the low-lying areas that, water's gonna flow downhill naturally. I'm concerned with the drainage and stuff, and then I was also concerned with the road that's connecting Pettit Road to Salem Church Road. There's unpaved and stuff that that's gonna create more traffic there. People's gonna wind up coming through it. So the city or county's gonna have to pave that. But as long as that and the drainage is what I'm concerned about too, coming back to the natural area. I don't know who owns the horse pastures and stuff there, but it's a pretty piece of property, but that's obviously downhill from where these houses are going.
Okay.
But that's just my piece there, so.
Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Rowland, could you come back up, please? You've heard some concerns expressed.
Yes.
You give us some thoughts on that.
So cut off, we had to meet with the road. Kirk, he's already added a culvert in, we are getting rid of cut off roads completely, so. There's actually 2 roads that come down from there that meet at it, it's already there that's getting taken place, so. Other than that, I mean,
So that's gonna take the water away.
well, Kirk, the road guy, I mean, he's working towards it. He gets calls from Jordan's Crossing a lot, where the water's running down, cut off into the subdivision. So he's aware of that. He is on top of it. But other than that, I mean,
So are you looking to have a retention pond, is what you're saying?
Hey, excuse me, we're not. Speak up, young man, please.
other than that, I mean, we did develop Jordan's Crossing, so we know how many lots that go in where a piece of property this size. So I live 2 miles down the road, so I'm trying to be as, I get it. But 28 houses on 150 acres, that's pretty good.
All right, any questions from the? Thank you, sir. Charles, we've had some things addressed with these, discussed with Kurt during the review process.
They were, but to continue the process, erosion control, stormwater maintenance, all of that would be addressed both locally and at state. In terms of submitting erosion control plans, BMP measures, and whatever else that would be needed to control the runoff that this development would cause. All of that would be addressed, during the preliminary plat stage, including access, possibly taking a relook at any improvements that the existing roads may need to have. All of that will be discussed.
Okay. Traffic
Safety, all of that.
All right, so you feel good about those steps?
Well, I don't want to say feel good, but given the fact that this developer has already done their due diligence by working with staff and continue to work with staff and with our roundtable and future pre-construction meetings, what have you, all of these items will be addressed. And staff has taken notes of what the concerns are with the public as well.
Thank you.
Out here, Charles, is there anything in the regulations as to how many houses you can put on the roads without having internal roads into a subdivision?
Well, in this particular case, every single lot has access to the road. So if this is not what you call a subdivision that is contained, where you have to put in new roads and what have you, there are existing roads in which each one of these lots will have access. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Mr. Burlow, where are you? There you are. Come back up. I've got one more question for you. You keep going to the back of the room.
No seat.
So one of the concerns expressed was what type of homes are going to be built on the lots. And I know that, well, there was a community survey a while back where the community spoke up and said, we want larger lots, we want 3 to 5 acre lots, and you're achieving that. Talk to us about what, in your experience, you would expect the value of a home, the type of homes that would be built on these lots if they're sold. And would there be any covenants relative to sites and development?
We are gonna restrict that. There's not gonna be any mobile homes. But if somebody can't afford a 5 acre lot nowadays, you're gonna be spending over 100,000, so they're gonna be pretty good sized houses, especially on the left side of this property. On the 3 acre lots, then I'm imagining the same as Jordan's Crossing. On the left side, 5 to 10 acre, my 10 acre lot's gonna be 300,000. So, yeah, they're pretty big. Accommodate that.
That's it. Okay, thank you.
May I say something, please?
You didn't sign up?
Yeah,
I did.
Clayton, she signed up as number for the second event and not the first. She should have been on for Roland. I'm sorry.
The way the agenda is written, it's not very clear as to which one we're supposed to sign up for, and I did sign up to speak on this. May I speak?
Okay. Can you do it in 2 minutes?
I sure can.
You have 2 minutes.
First, I'm Andover.
And we have 2 minutes because
Okay.
we have to use off the same time.
Andover, I live at 228 Campbell's Way, Jordan's Crossing. First, I must say that I did not feel like this meeting was properly noticed. There was no posting on Pettit Road for this meeting whatsoever. And I do not believe that Pickens County is being very transparent. I emailed Planning and Zoning on January the 21st to ask about this because I saw the surveyor's tape, no trespassing sign, no reply back. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm speaking in opposition to this proposed rezoning located at Pettit Henderson Mountain. There's insufficient supporting infrastructure, including utilities and public services to serve new residential development. The existing road network is not designed to accommodate increased traffic volume, emergency vehicles, and construction traffic. Rezoning would significantly increase daily use, creating safety concerns for our current residents and further straining an already limited roadway. Agriculture zoning has historically reflected the character and capacity of this area. I oppose this zoning change because Jordan's Crossing is an established, quiet neighborhood. Residents, including myself, chose to live here specifically for that reason. We did not move to Jordan's Crossing to live in an overdeveloped area. I respectfully request you to deny this rezoning.
Thank you. Charles, can we address the concern that was, that signage was not appropriately placed?
We are confident that we meet all the advertising requirements that's given to us by state law.
All right, thank you.
Those discussions with road usage and what have you, those are part of the conversation.
Yes.
The road and parking.
Yes.
Sailing.
Where's the sign? It's on Henderson, not Pettit.
Past Pettit Road. Yeah, Pettit.
There is no sign.
There is a spot.
There's not.
Ma'am, that's not, you're not in charge of this meeting, I am. Quiet. Yes.
So we done Jordan's Crossing, and Jordan's Crossing is acre and a half lots. So we're not trying to be at Jordan's Crossing. We're trying to be fair to the community.
Thank you. All right. Was there anybody else that I missed that wanted to speak? We don't have any time left, but.
About 25.
Do I have a motion? Two motions, right?
Yes, one for the rezoning portion and the other for the special use.
Okay, no, first, so we have I need a motion on the rezoning first, and then on the subdivision.
A motion for approval for the rezoning.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion?
I'm concerned about the roads over there. When you get more traffic there on the dirt road. And I know how the roads are in there. My daughter lives over behind the airport, and you get that on 5 mile an hour where she lives. So I'm just wondering what's gonna happen to the roads.
I think Kurt is aware of those issues. Is that correct, Charles?
Yes, sir.
So Aaron will have to rely on Kurt to
Well, I hate to say it, but that road by my daughter's house supposed to been paved 4 years ago and it's still not paved, so you can't spend too much on the county.
All right. Further discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve the rezoning request, please raise your right hand. That's 2. All opposed? 3 opposed. Motion denied. Okay, I'll accept now another motion, since that motion was denied. What is it? Is there another motion?
That would be approved as special use, and that seems kind of moot now, but if we have to do it procedurally,
No, we're still on the first.
Oh.
If I may make a statement, Harold, we would have needed you to recuse yourself from this case, since your daughter lives nearby.
So we'll need Clayton, I need your vote, Clayton.
Okay, so we need to recuse Harold's vote that he was.
Yes. It is state law.
Harold, you understand that?
I do.
Wow. I will vote in favor.
Okay, guys, we need to keep commentary down to let the board, okay? When you have a time for comment, we'll be glad to host you, okay? Keep it down to a minute. Thank you.
So we have 3 votes in favor and 2 opposed. All right. Next motion to approve the subdivision itself as presented. Is that correct, John?
Yes.
The special use?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to approve the special use is presented.
You have a motion, is there a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? I will vote in favor. All right, we're gonna close that hearing. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna open the next hearing on RZ. I have RZ 191108 on the agenda on item 1906.
But if I may, staff,
Guys, keep it down, please. Trying to.
in regards to case reference as 191106, due to some new information and other things that we're trying to get clarification on, staff is asking or requesting for continuance of this particular case. Also requesting that anyone in the public that has any comments, please do so. But the first request would be for a continuance for a later date. Give time for the staff to, if necessary, reevaluate, reassess, clarify some information that we just received.
Okay, all right, thank you, Charles. Do I have a motion?
Have a motion to have a hearing at a later date for the RZ 191106.
Okay, we have a motion to postpone and have a hearing on another date. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. All right, so what we're gonna do, we appreciate everybody coming tonight. Charles just got some new information. But we are gonna, since you came, we're gonna give you an opportunity to give some comments so that the staff has that information available, okay? So, I think there are 15 or 16 people who wanted to vote, who have in opposition to this. So if I gave each of you 30 seconds, we'd run out of the 10-minute time. So I would ask if there is one or two people who will speak on behalf of the group, so that we will have, we'll first get those folks that are opposed to speak, and then we'll give people the opportunity to also comment. And I'll give Mr. Gier the opportunity to say something as well. Mr. Gier, come forward. So this time. So you can name and address.
John Gier, 614 Carey Drive, Jasper, Georgia.
Gier, sorry about that. That was Gier.
Yeah, Gier.
So you're proposing this?
The group home?
Yeah.
Yes. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what the property is going to be used for. Because for say a halfway house and things such as that. What I propose for the property is for the accountability court programs here in Pickens County. I don't know how many are familiar with that program. It's ran by the court systems. It's monitored by the court systems. It's overseen by surveillance. They run a strict program. The guys that we come there will already have transportation and jobs. They'll already be established after doing 6 months in the place in LJ that they facilitate them to get on their feet. So the transportation jobs wouldn't be an issue. It's just for men who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford traditional housing. With the housing market as it is, a guy taking a minimum wage job just to get back on his feet and restart his life can't afford $1,400–1,500 a month by himself. So this is just an opportunity for them to have somewhere to go to transition so they can work and save money. Some places won't rent you if you have a criminal record or a recent arrest. So this just gives them a place to have a little distance between them and an arrest, or an opportunity to save the money to afford more traditional housing. The accountability court program, they have very strict rules that they must abide by. Each person there will have classes 3 days a week for 3 hours a day. They have curfews that are imposed. They have surveillance officers that come by and check on them regularly. They have minimum of 2 drug tests per week and can be drug tested at any time by a surveillance officer. Will have 24-hour access to the property via keys. There will be proposals for 360-degree, 24-hour camera surveillance on the property to cover every inch of every entrance and exit of the property and the surrounding area for the safety of the property and for the surrounding areas. I want this to be something that helps guys get back on their feet. I'm a product of that program. 3 years ago, I never would have thought I'd be in the position I'm in today. That program gave me an opportunity to change my life in ways I never thought possible. And I just want to give that opportunity, the same opportunity, to other people. If I can house 10 guys in this property, that's 10 guys that are on the street committing DUIs, selling drugs, doing drugs, committing robberies, breaking into homes. It's for every person that we can get in there. It's an opportunity to take one person off the street that's doing something bad.
How long have you owned that property?
I just bought it a few months ago, actually.
So you bought it with this intent?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, so we had the group, a lot of folks for and against, I guess more against. And ask the group that are against to come forward. We'll give you up to 10 minutes, but total. So anybody want to come? Yes, ma'am. Come on up. You were on the list, I think.
I am.
Come on up and give us your name and address and.
Okay. Suzanne Abrahamson, 67 Mary's Oak Court.
Okay, Suzanne.
I'll be super quick to give everybody else a chance to speak. I just want to say it's possible to understand the mission behind recovery and re-entry housing and empathize with the need, while also recognizing that the need doesn't mean that every location is appropriate. So a supervised high occupancy residential facility doesn't belong in a strictly rural residential neighborhood where families live. So, and he did touch on this, so presumably individuals with criminal histories do have difficulty finding housing because landlords and rental companies run background checks. So if those individuals have the right to decide who they rent to, adjoining neighbors should also have the right to decide who they live next to.
Yeah.
So I will say something, and I feel this so strongly. The need of one group should not supersede the rights of existing residents to the peace, privacy, and the reasonable enjoyment of their property. The reason I feel so strongly about this is we just purchased our home also a couple months ago for well over $500,000. I did extensive due diligence. I reviewed the zoning. We visited the area multiple times during the day, different days of the week, to make sure we fit in the neighborhood and the neighborhood would fit us. I was able to confirm it's a quiet, rural, residential neighborhood, calm and peaceful. Our back patio is less than 90 feet from the proposed site with a direct line of sight. Because of that proximity, we would experience immediate and unavoidable impacts. This would include a massive loss of privacy, increased lighting, noise, ongoing activity. It would change the way we enjoy our home. I understand many people have opinions about this proposal, but I can't stress the importance to you enough to recognize that the impacts of this decision are not shared equally. Those of us who live immediately adjacent to the proposed site will bear the full daily consequences of this decision, while others won't be affected at all. The proximity and impact should carry the most significant weight to your consideration. The last thing in closing, is spot zoning. That's not compatible with the existing neighborhood. The adjacent close proximity of neighbors, I know everybody's here tonight have strong opinions about this. I am not opposed to people needing help in programs. This is respecting zoning, location, and protecting the rights of residents who relied on those protections when choosing where to live, because we did. We relied on the zoning protections when we bought our home and chose to live there.
Thank you. All right, so
7 minutes and 9 seconds left.
Thank you.
name and address, please.
My name is Joshua Wright. I moved east town from Anchorage, Alaska in 1987. I've been a homeowner at 330 Beaver Ridge for 20 years. Forgive me, I'm out of breath in the sense of my heart's pounding because I know the crucial importance of this choice that you guys will make today and how it will impact my family and my community. These beautiful people over here, they're my neighbors, they're family here, and I believe that family should be the most important thing in a person's life next to God and doing what's right for your community. As a father and as a leader of my community, I believe the right thing to do is always weigh the pros versus the cons and make the best choice possible for your family and for your community. My children's mother has been dead for 10 years from meth abuse, prescription drug use, and fentanyl. I took her to rehab personally numerous times, and she's now dead. That is living, breathing proof. I am living, breathing proof. And so are my children, that not all rehabilitation centers work. While I applaud Mr. Gier for his mission, but I do believe, like the first speaker said, that there is a place for everything. First of all, we need to consider, what if there's a medical emergency? How long does it take medical services to get there? If there's something that requires police, how long is it going to take them to get there? Also, to the people who spent their lives working to pay their rent each week and living week to week to take care of their children, how do we deserve to have our rights infringed upon for privacy with a situation like this when there's clearly a better choice, and that's putting a facility like this closer to town so it's closer to emergency services? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Does anyone, how much time do we have left?
5 minutes and 43 seconds.
For or against?
More against than for, but
Did you sign up?
yes.
Okay.
Jeff Carter, 2242 Henderson Mountain Road. This property is a 3-bedroom home. Probably the septic is set up to handle a few people. 10, I don't think can meet code, 10 individuals in there. There are also 3 small buildings behind it that are like outbuildings. those wouldn't be appropriate for housing more people as well. It's just not fitting with the neighborhood, nor do I think it's fitting with code. Mr. Gier, much bigger guy than me, I appreciate the trouble that people have. Landlord, I know a lot of people struggle to pay the rents these days. Your background seems to be one where you've had trouble with the law.
Yeah, speak guys.
Had trouble with the law at one time. That probably makes you a good choice for setting up a facility. Again, I just don't think this is the right place.
All right, thank you, sir.
Promise I'll be quick and organized. My name's Amy Fowler, I live on Cutoff Road.
How much time left?
4:22.
4 minutes.
I have a unique perspective because I did probation for 20 years. I also live less than a half mile away from where the proposed facility will be. I have 3 major concerns about this facility being in this place. If there needs to be a facility in Pickens County, I have no problem with that, but I just don't feel that it needs to be in a rural residential community, and this is why. There are no regulations or licensing requirements for sober living facilities in the state of Georgia. Don't know if anybody knows that. That means there is no oversight agency in the state of Georgia that's going to be able to come in to ensure that this place is being run appropriately. I have seen personally in my career experience bad sober living facilities. There is nobody that will come in and shut them down.
Electrician.
There is the accountability court. There are probation officers. They do not supervise the facilities. I know this. I was one. They supervise the guys that live there.
Right.
In the event that they don't like that facility, they just stop sending people there. That's not oversight, that's capitalism. If the accountability court in Pickens County stops sending people there, then you're gonna have other counties that's gonna decide, oh, well, this place has bed. I was that probation officer where I'm frantically calling counties, sober living facilities, trying to find a bed for one of my people who wouldn't end accountability. Because there are also people on probation, misdemeanor and felony, that have to have these facilities. So then you're looking at the option of maybe you have people from other counties that are coming in. So that's concern number 1. Concern number 2.
We need to meet the law.
It heightens public safety risk. Okay? It's my understanding that the fire marshal has approved this place for 13 people. If they're in drug court, that's 13 felons that's going to be living at this place. And there is not going to be a post-certified law enforcement officer that's going to be there 24/7. Which means if somebody decides that they want to walk out, there's not going to be anybody that's going to be there to detain them. They're going to have to call 911. They're going to have to call the probation officer. If they have to call the probation officer, the revocation warrant has to be signed. They got to call the judge. Where's that person going to be before that warrant gets signed and somebody comes out to get them? This is a residential neighborhood. Also, I think it's in complete opposition to the Pickens County Comprehensive Plan and the goals and policies that's outlined in that plan. If you look at, and I know that you are all very familiar with it, starting on page 22 of the plan that addresses housing, it states specifically, promoting a diversified housing stock for our current and future residents of all socioeconomic tiers while protecting the character of existing neighborhoods from inappropriate development. It goes on to say on 24 and 25, strongly enforce codes and ordinances to ensure that the community remains clean, comfortable, nice, peaceful, and most of all, family friendly. And then when you go on and you start talking about rural residential communities, it's in complete opposition. That's where state funding comes from to this county.
Okay, thank you. You for or against?
Against.
Against.
41 seconds.
So fill in quickly.
I'll be very quick. My name's Jose Pinero, 369 Southwoods Court, near Henderson Mountain, opposite. I have a question, and I'll direct it to you, but I think it's more for Charles. First, is it appropriate to cut us off at 10 minutes and not allow the rest of these people that are taking time out of their days to come here and share this information as respectfully as we can?
Well,
I don't know. I haven't
it's one of the rules that we have.
Sure.
And, you know, many times, each sat where we have sat. You hear the same things over.
Oh, absolutely.
Over.
So what's the accommodation that's made when you have this situation?
Well, first of all, let's remember that this is not the hearing that's gonna take place. We're just
Understood.
getting public comments, right?
That's why I'm asking, what's the accommodation? What happens next to accommodate everybody that came to talk?
Yeah, but it seems like we don't have any opinions already.
Well, again, this is not the hearing. This is just an informational gathering process we're having right now. So you will have that opportunity in the future.
Another 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Another, in the future, when we
Yes, sir.
hear this again.
Yes, sir, but you see go ahead, Charles. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
We have 4 comments.
Chairman Pereira,
You have 10 minutes.
it is under your, this word I want to use.
Purview.
Good word. To extend, and if you see that, that's it.
So I would ask you, since it's under your purview, will you consider extending this meeting to accommodate more folks than 10 minutes for and against?
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard from the four yet.
Okay.
They get their thing.
Okay. And then the second question I have before time starts is, the information that was learned, is that public information releasable?
Not at this time.
Okay. Protected under what cause?
Well.
Protected under what cause, Mr. Sherri? Sorry, Joe.
Once there is a date that is scheduled, then that would be in my staff report.
So,
So if I gave you 1 minute now, what would you say that I haven't already heard?
absolutely.
What
The previous-
What would it be?
The previous,
If I may-
moved here.
If I may interject,
Yes, sir.
I apologize.
Yes, sir, no, go ahead.
Please understand that there will be another public hearing.
I understand, Charles. So my question, and I'm willing to step down and sit down. My question is, at the next public hearing, you have 100 people that want to talk, and I totally get what you're saying. If you get 100 people saying the same thing, but how do you pick who's gonna talk in 10 minutes?
Well, they sign up for the list and then we do our best.
I understand, Mr. Chairman.
And why is it that we're not raising our hands opposing or for the K or nay?
That's right.
We're all here, but once they're against,
Sorry,
raise your hands,
Mr. Chairman.
we're the people, right?
We're the ones that the commissioners have decided we to hear this and gather the information. That's why.
So the last thing I'll say is, the 10-minute, I would implore you to extend it at the next public hearing on the basis that you see what's going to happen. The second thing, the HB zoning, and I'm not an engineer, but HB zoning, isn't that used for shopping centers? Isn't that used for high-use highway type access? Not for this type of purpose.
Your point's well made.
I'm asking the question.
Yeah, you're correct. They are.
Okay.
This particular application initially apparently was felt to only fit within that. And this is not, we don't have a final recommendation yet from the staff because of this additional information that they.
Okay, understood.
Staff, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Staff, we have no problem with submittal of letters. And also, our offices are open from 8 to 5. And our staff is more than willing to answer any questions between now and then.
Where would those letters be directed?
The letters can be directed to planning and development.
Some of us have jobs that require us to
Ma'am,
take it
ma'am.
9 to 6.
We're having to hold decorum. We got one person up
I
there, okay? One at a
appreciate,
time.
and I appreciate Mr. Career. I don't know where he went. I'm sorry he went through what he did. This is our community.
Understood.
We live there. We have to consider the impact and the character of the neighborhood.
Understood. Thank you. So,
Mr. Chairman, if I might add, the decisions that we make as a board of commissioners is passed off to, the county commissioner, the chairman, and two county commissioners. So what this board, we're only recommending, anything we vote to approve or disapprove.
You speak for us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we hear you. We hear you.
We only have
Just 10 minutes, sir.
Hey, guys, at the next meeting, what I would encourage everybody to do is to, determine your key spokespeople, if you will, and we'll allot some additional time. But I encourage you to not repeat everything over and over again. We both have, all of us have 2 ears, and we're listening. So, all right, I'm going to, are you for or against?
I'm against it. I just got a quick 1 minute thing, not even a minute.
No, nobody has ever come before me and said
What's that?
I know you're an honest, good person.
Oh yeah, I can speak on behalf of every person in this, for it and against it.
You should have
All
been
right.
first. I'm sorry.
1 minute, come on. 1 minute. I am a recovered addict, so I can speak upon this. And you say you want to give people chances. That's great, but what about the people in the community that have this rural area and people that wanted to have a quiet neighborhood? Yeah, I understand, I'm all for it, buddy. I've been in every
Sir, you have to speak
place
to
you
the
can go
board.
to.
You have to address the board.
You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
I've been in all
I got
the rehab things, and they're not all that great.
I've got it.
You know what I mean?
I've got it. Thank you.
I got my daughter, and I just want to live peacefully.
We've all worked to get to this.
Okay, and no crosstalk, guys. Let's respect the board, okay?
That's it.
All right, so I've got a couple of folks that want to speak for this. Come forward. I've got Angela and Annette.
I'm Annette.
All right, Annette.
I've been in recovery for almost 3 years. I lived at a house like this in LAJ that was rented by accountability board, has this one to it. It's in a rural area. We have neighbors on both sides of us, all around us. It's very respectful. We kept the yard clean. We got community service for keeping the yard clean.
Excuse me 1 minute. Everyone in the back, please be quiet. Give the speaker the courtesy of having a conversation.
And what he's proposing is once they've had 6 months or longer at the house in LAJ, they moved to this house. I had to, when I got out of the EG house, which is a house just like this, I had to find roommates to be able to afford to live. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. I have my kids, and it's thanks to a house like this that I was able to get on my feet, to stay in recovery, to get my kids. This is not going to destroy a neighborhood. There's such a stigma around people in recovery. You are downing them before you give them the chance to show you that they can change. There are several of us in here that are products of these houses in LAJ, and it would be beneficial to have it here. Just give them the chance. If it doesn't work, rezone it, shut it down. But you're going to have accountability court over it. You're going to have compliance coming out at all times. They're on drug screens. If they mess up, trust and believe, they will immediately go to jail and they will no longer live there. It's not going to be, and I know Henderson Mountain. I'm from Pickens County. I've lived here for 20 years. I could tell you how many meth houses are on Henderson Mountain. Y'all are worried about a recovery house? There are so many drug houses on Henderson Mountain, and you're worried about a house that's going to change people's lives. That's all I got. Yeah.
I know, are they for you?
Hey, knock it off or I'm gonna escort you out of the building.
I just want to say.
Are you Ian?
Yes, I am.
And you tell us your address, Ian.
357 Bill Hasty.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to say first of all, I know there's a lot of tension in the room. We come in peace, okay? This isn't, I've heard a lot of false things that have been spoken up here that are absolutely not true about what this house is. And all I'm gonna ask is that everybody do their research. Just do your research on how this place will be monitored and the strictness of it. It's not gonna be what you think it is. There's not gonna be, it's just not gonna be what many things have been said up here. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and for the last 3.5 years, I've been a law-abiding, tax-paying, contributing member of this community. I'm not here to talk about why I got sober. I'm here to talk about how I got sober, and that was through the Accountability Court program. That program gave me structure, support, and a chance to rebuild my life. Today, I work every day with people in recovery, with those experiencing housing issues. I see the challenges firsthand, and from that frontline perspective, I cannot express strongly enough how much this community needs this. Stable housing is not optional in early recovery, it is foundational. The research is clear. People with stable housing are far more likely to enter addiction treatment and complete it successfully than those experiencing homelessness. Supportive housing models show treatment retention rates as high as 98%, while homelessness at intake strongly predicts early dropout. Stable housing provides the structure needed to follow treatment plans, attend appointments, and stay engaged in care. In sober living studies, residents with stable housing consistently show better substance abuse outcomes than those who are homeless or marginally housed. Without stable housing, relapse rates can exceed 50% within the first year after treatment. When we increase someone's chance of maintaining sobriety, we increase the number of people who return to being functional, contributing members of society. That just does not change individual lives. It strengthens and heals the entire community. Jesus once said that the greatest commandment is to love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And second to that, love your neighbor as yourself. We are called to look out for those in need. We are here today not only to show our support for this project, but to bear witness to what recovery can do. And it all starts with stable housing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It must be Annette.
No, I'm Angie.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak. My name's Angie Miller.
And where do you live, Angie?
I live in Arbor Hills. Long time ago, I was in the Army. Army got me hooked on pills. When I couldn't get the pills from the VA, I went to the streets. Streets didn't do it anymore for me. So I started going to Celebrate Recovery. Somewhere along the way, Celebrate Recovery got me celebrating. Some of y'all have a picture of what an addict looks like. Some of y'all would have probably never guessed that I was an addict at one time. Y'all wouldn't recognize a picture of me, what I used to look like. Addicts don't look like what you think they look like. Y'all got a picture of all these people in this room and what people think addicts are, what they look like. Y'all got neighbors on your street. They're sneaking around, doing pills, doing dope. It ain't what they look like. I'm 13 years clean. My brother is 16 years clean. He hid meth from us. But thank God he's clean. Thank God I'm clean. Something I want to quote for y'all. The American Disabilities Act. You cannot keep somebody from having housing. The Fair Housing Act protects people from saying somebody can't live beside me. So, ma'am, whoever was quoting, I don't want somebody living beside me. I'm sorry, but that's against the law.
Okay, speak with us.
I want to make sure they hear it because I know it's hard. So, years clean, I've got 13. I've served as a leader in Celebrate Recovery. Jay's Place in Gainesville, Georgia. I helped volunteer with that, so I know exactly what this young man's dealing with. You got to set up something where people in the community keep you accountable, and you're good for your word. That man right there, if he's setting up this right now, he's got people surrounding him. He wouldn't be as far as he is right now without people surrounding him. Drug court, if drug court's willing to do this with him, he's doing it. Judge Dill, I stood toe-to-toe with Judge Dill in Gainesville, Georgia, in Hall County. He's got people surrounding him. Right Recovery, I was a volunteer at Right Recovery. If this man's going to do this, I'll stand toe-to-toe with him. Angel House, I led 10-step 12 studies with them. You've gotta have that to have a house like this open, and you aren't worried about 10 beds. 10 beds is just enough. You've got people that's gonna go with you and work with you, because if we've got 10 people celebrating recovery and living right, 10 this year, 105 years. Think about that. That's 100 families celebrating that their families are back home. Maybe they got kids back home. Prison ministry. Think about that. If people are being let out of prison, doing the right thing instead of a rotating door, that's what goes place in Lumpkin County and Dawson County. Sometimes they see a rotating door. What if that rotating door stopped? And instead of, we've got these rotating doors that are up and down our streets of 515, that rotating door stops, and we've got lives being changed in this young man's house. Ruth House, there's a woman in here, she leads the Ruth House. If y'all want to ask questions, let her speak for a second. She'll tell you about all the lives in this women's house that she's seen change.
Okay, you have 3 minutes and 30 seconds if anyone else. I don't want to interrupt you, but if
the cost.
Give you the time.
I think some of y'all don't understand the cost of what it takes for these men to get their lives straight. They've got probation. Every time they go to a meeting, every time they have to go take as some of y'all say, a piss test, a cost of money. A minimum wage job, nobody wants to hire you, but all of a sudden they've got their life right from LAJ and they're in a house now. But some of y'all want to push back. Apparently y'all don't have family that's messed up. Or maybe you're hiding.
Ma'am, address the board, please.
Thank you. But sometimes everybody acts like they're holier than thou, and they're not. A family in here has got a messed up family member. We all got a dysfunctional family. I know mine's dysfunctional. It happens. Somebody messes up every now and then. I said we give them a chance, let them rebuild their life, see what they look like in 5 years. I'm glad my mom was able to see me get mine together.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Where is Annette?
Larry's.
Okay, all right, Annette. Thank you. All right. That was all that signed up. How much time?
2 minutes and 22 seconds because we had to add 1 minute to give to the opponent.
Was there anybody else that wanted to speak in favor?
I'm speaking if I'm permitted to.
Come on.
My name is Sonia Addison. I live in Hobson Drive in Jasper, Georgia. I am a recovering addict. I graduated Ruth House Ministries in 2010 and God is blessed. And I thank God for places like that because it saved my life and I'm a better mother than I ever thought I could be. I am now the executive director of the program, being part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And that's what I think that he's trying to do here today. I think that if we could look at it from a different perspective and see it a little bit differently, instead of they're addicts, I don't want them living beside me. I think all of y'all here in Jasper know Henderson Mountain. I apologize. Henderson Mountain, and I'm very passionate about what I do because I know what it looks like to recover. And I know what kind of opportunities men have to grow and develop and be the father, to be the men, to be the son, to be who God intended for them to be. I was given that opportunity, and I think that this place deserves that opportunity to grow. It's not going to hinder anybody, and absolutely, just like she said, there is a law against that. I mean, of course we're having a hearing, but just because they're addicts does not keep them from living in a neighborhood. And if, I know that maybe not some of y'all know how the legal system works, as that lady did not know because, thank God, maybe she's never had trouble with the law. But they do come and check it. And there are certifications that you have to go through to have a sober living or group home or whatever you want to call it. They do come in and do compliance checks and they make sure everything is run smoothly. I have to go through every single hoop and step through Thor, through GAR, and make sure everything is, all my T's are crossed and I's are dotted. There's documentation, there is a lot of things that you have to go through in order for the sector to run smoothly. And if he is a part of the drug court system and the accountability court, I don't know what they call it, because if he's a part of that, there are officers that come by at 5 o'clock in the morning. They don't care. They'll just come in and do a check. So they never know. So I believe that this man deserves an opportunity. I am living proof of what these houses can do for somebody. And I'd like for him to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And I'm asking for y'all's mercy in this situation.
Thank you. Well, you know, situations like this are challenging for all of us. We've got folks that need help, that are trying to seek help. We've got folks that are trying to give them help. We have people that live in those areas that are concerned about what's going on around them, and I understand that. So, you've given me the opportunity here just to give a flavor for the enthusiasm, support, and otherwise. When Charles has completed his analysis, then we'll get back together and we'll try to agree to give you a little bit more time. But what I would encourage you to do is let's consolidate it and create your spokespeople so we can have a meaningful discussion and everybody listen, feel like they've had a part of what we're doing here. So thank you for your attention and thank you for your participation. Particularly proud of those folks that came forward who have been down this road and how they've rebuilt their lives. Good for you. With that, we're going to close that discussion. There's no vote on it because this is not the hearing. We have one more item on the agenda. If those of you who have heard what you want to hear, leave, then we'll let you out.
I just don't want you to vote. Oh, thank you. No problem.
All right. Particular thanks to our last item on the agenda. Charles will close that discussion and we'll open a hearing on RZ 191067.
Yes, thank you, Chair. The case, as you just mentioned, is RZ-191067. The applicant is Sherri Taylor. Location of the property is at Highway 136 West. Her request is to rezone her parcel or property from highway business to rural residential. The total acreage is 0.75 acres. The parcel is identified as 03013-011. The intent from the applicant is to combine the lot with neighboring residential lot that is already zoned or rural residential. You'll find here the location map is showing where the property sits. This is the aerial view. The site is in an area that is designated for rural residential, according to our comprehensive plan, which calls for low density development, and that will also include some agricultural uses, but rural residential that is considered low density for the area. And in short, if I just may add, this is considered a down zone, not a down zone in which we require an ordinance where it only would take 1 month of the process, because we actually encourage down zones. But this would, even though it's a down zone, it still has to go through the 3-month process in front of the planning commission and eventually to the board of commissioners. The staff report is, or the staff recommendation is as follows. Currently the site, which is 0.75 acres, is not being used for any commercial purpose. It would be combined with the adjacent lot to the east of it, which is already zoned as rural residential. The area is designated as a rural residential character area, as mentioned earlier, in the comprehensive plan, emphasizing the preservation of open space and maintaining a low density rural environment. The proposed downzoning from highway business to rural residential aligns with these planning objectives. Staff therefore recommends approval of the proposed amendment to the official zoning map of Pickens County, changing the zoning of the 0.75 acre tract identified as parcel number 013-011 from highway business to rural residential. And this rezoning will facilitate the combination of the 0.75 acre tract with the adjacent 2.9 acre property referenced as parcel 013-010.
Any questions? Thank you, Charles. Ms. Taylor,
Yes.
come forward. And thank you for your patience.
Mine's boring. Actually, I'm not quite sure why I'm here. Everything around me is rural residential. This is so spot zoned, it's outrageous.
It's part of the process. So tell us where you live, and state your name.
92 Ball Creek Road, Talking Rock, Georgia.
All right.
Sherri Taylor.
Yeah. What would you add that Charles has already shared with us? Did he get
I mean, he hit it 100%, but what I will say is that this has been a journey. This has been almost 2 years now of me trying to join these two pieces of property together.
Wow.
For some reason, zoning doesn't seem to know what the zoning is. Initially, when I went to the zoning department, they said, oh, this would not be a problem, that they would have it together for me. I've been here 18 years now, okay? So I've owned the first set of property for 18 years. It's not my first rodeo. But after I waited for the properties to be combined, and I became a little antsy, Kathy knows. Hey, Kathy, yeah. And Edwin, come to find out that it couldn't be combined because it was in different zoning, the most ridiculous thing I could imagine. So I beseech you, I come before you and beg you to please let me put this together as one piece of property. There's no reason, there's nothing around. Jerry sat down and showed me the map. Everything around me is rural residential except for the church, which is run on the other corner. So I just need for this to get done.
Well said.
Please.
Thank you. I'm sorry it's been a long struggle.
It's been a journey. Yeah.
Well, maybe there's hope.
And Mr. Hensley, you can vote on mine because we're not neighbors, right? we're good to go.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Taylor? Okay, do I have a motion?
Please.
We have a motion, second, and a second. All in favor? One of the advantages of being the last thing on the agenda, we move along quickly.
You're running out of here, right? So, yeah.
I failed to ask.
I do appreciate your help.
I did not have anybody that wanted to speak on that. I jumped ahead of him. So there were some folks hanging out, so I just want to make sure
I
I
can't
overlook
imagine
somebody.
anybody's gonna have a problem with this. And we have
I'll
proper
have
signage. Dude, I will see you outside. We can just keep the marshal in here and then I will have that, right? Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, are there any public comments left? Yes, sir. Just one
thing.
Come forward.
Oh, yes. I gotta
be in front of the boat. You gotta declare yourself again.
I'm Bobby Johnson, proud 5-year resident of Pickens County, Gregg County, by the way.
Yeah.
And I live at 147 Winds Way, Georgia Crossing.
Yes.
I only have one, not really a comment or a condemnation. If somebody is made to accuse themselves during one of these votes, I believe for the anybody who's been in law enforcement for years knows the term the appearance of impropriety. If somebody's needs to be recused, that should be done ahead of time, not afterwards or during a vote. Not a condemnation, just an observance.
I'm not aware of that. So, not aware that there might be an issue. So, thank you. Other public comments? Seeing no hands. Board comments. Been Yeah. Well, again, I thank everyone for coming. We do appreciate all of your input and conversation. It's important to the process that gets to the right answer. Some of us will be back together in a month or two, and we'll review these again. Direct your comments. Charles.
Not at this time. Thank you.
You got done. What do you think? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, right hand. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
We're done.